Vic? Well, I'm going to tell you. Thank you for tuning in to the Vic Zone. This is the Vic with another day in my life. The last 2 weeks, I have not posted a video on YouTube, and this is the reason why. And you deserve a good reason. Well, as you guys know, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly right now. As most of you guys follow my videos, I started doing some driving with some companies like Lyft and Uber and DoorDash and Spark. And let's be honest, it's not as easy as everyone tells you. Not everyone is making $1,000 or $2,000 a week. Life happens, and you have to manage everything within the day to make that much money. So the first week, I tell you, I said, well, let me put a goal. Let me see how much I can do. And I put the goal as $900. And drum roll, I did about 400. Then I started analyzing. I go, well, what do I need to do? When is the best time? I started asking the common question. When is the best time to go out there and where at? Because really, no one tells you. No one tells you. When you start asking questions on YouTube or, Uber has a mentorship program, or you look at the apps, they give you the different zones that are called the hotspots, and this is where you should go and direct yourself. But, sometimes they're pretty far away from your home. And sometimes they're good areas, and sometimes they're in bad areas. So those are all things to consider. But those are things that you're going to learn during the process that you're writing out there. So you're gonna find out. And I started doing Lyft first, and I started getting into a lot of different rides, learning how to use the app real good, which is real good. And you only have a few seconds. So let's say, for example, one of the things that you need to know is, which a lot of people don't tell you, is, or they tell you, the more experienced guys and girls, they'll tell you, but you won't figure this out very quickly. Some will, but let's say if you're in a particular area, and all of a sudden you get the beep, and it's telling you that it's telling you that it's $11 to pick someone up. That tells you how many miles, from your point A to your point B to pick up the customer, and then how many miles to drop off the customer. You have to figure that all out. And sometimes, it gives you the minutes and it gives you the total miles. So it could be, like, for example, I said $11 because those are most of the time, that is the most offers that I get, that I see. And sometimes they're reasonable and sometimes they're unreasonable. And I see fares, 33 minutes for an $11 fare. And you go, wow. And then you calculate the miles. And the miles are 18 miles, 22 miles. And briefly, you have to be real good in math. You have to calculate, does this make sense? Does this $11 offer make sense for 18 miles. That might equal 30 minutes. Okay? You have to calculate that. Um, and first month, first week, I'm in the learning process. The second week, I'm in the learning process, and then I figure out if I'm going to live from this, if I'm going to continue doing ride sharing, I need a backup plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I started doing very quickly, I started looking for a part-time job. Something that will be late evening or early morning. And the first thing that I was able to find was an early morning part-time job. And it's like the best gig that I can find for myself. It's managing a flooring storage company. It's just only a couple of hours per in the morning, a couple of hours per week, and what they pay me is not bad for what I do. It definitely will supplement my income. Now, that supplement did impacted me from because I was waking up at a mentor gave me an advice. I only drive from 5 in the morning till 11 a.m. That's the only thing he told me. Everything else I had to figure out. And that's really, you catch everyone going to school or you catch everyone going to work. And still to this day, to me, that is like the best time. But you have to go to the areas that basically are needing your rides. And the good thing is I live where there's a lot of universities, where there's a lot of hospitals, there's a lot of clinics, a lot of daycare. So I would tend to grab a lot of folks going to those jobs. Then during the day, that became difficult. Um, I started doing DoorDash, and I think DoorDash is. I found a couple of young ladies. One is I think they're both in St. Pete, and I don't know how probably the market there is a little bit different, and I think everything is about the market. But again, DoorDash has you picking up um, meals, and then you're driving 9 to 10 miles, 15 miles for a $4 offer. The worst thing is that when you go pick a meal, sometimes they're not ready, and then you have to decide drop it or wait. Then when you go to the location, if it's an office, they don't give you instruction where to drop it off. If it's a customer service, so it's a lot of communication. Hey, I'm outside. Where you at? Who do I drop it off? Are you going to come down? Am I going to go up? Um, and then, if it's an apartment complex, they don't give you the gate code. You got to call them on the gate code. I mean, this is the good, the bad, and the ugly, folks. It's not so far. It's not that pretty. Um, this is what I already figured out by the second week. By the third week, I figure out that meals for me, it's not good. Uh, so far, I tried it a couple of times, and I just had like bad experiences. Um, you know, it's just bad, and I got a lot of stories, for that. Um, by the third week, I discovered because I live in the Tampa Bay area, um, airport, and the Carnival cruises. You go when they arrive. You pick them up. Most of the time, they're either going to a hotel or to a rental spot to go pick up a car, or they're going to the airport. It's very quick, and the fares are very decent. The only thing is, where you go to the terminal to pick them up, is very confusing, and it takes a couple of times before you can narrow it down and get the layout, and you communicate with the customer, with the rider. Hey, listen, I can't stop here because if I stop here, I'll get a ticket and you may get hurt. Meet me at a certain spot, and they appreciate that information, and they go walk and meet you over there, and boom, 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 bam. They're in your car. They're saying thank you. They're telling you stories how they try to get another driver and the driver can't find them and they cancel that. It's because they didn't spend time looking at the area and studying at the area. So most of the time, it's about figuring things out. This is chess. By the fourth week, I decided. Well, the third week, let me take you back. I decided let me start doing Uber. And the third week and the fourth week, I started doing both Lyft and Uber, Lyft and Uber, and Lyft and Uber. And let me tell you something. A lot of people say a lot of bad things about Uber. They don't give, the fares are not right, the price right, and everything. But most of the time, on Uber, I would say, compared to Lyft, I would say 80% of the time, I'm having a better payout compared to miles than Lyft. So now that was for the whole month of March. So now we're in April the 2nd. Today's April the 2nd. And so I still have that part-time job. Lucky that I still have that part-time job. And now I'm figuring out things that my car just went through has to go through a lot of maintenance. If you have a used car, which is everyone recommends, have a used car. Don't buy a new car to do this. That's a lot of depreciation. But if your car is not well maintained, or if it's older, and all of a sudden it's like it's like taking a 500-pound person and then putting them in a basketball court and have them go back and forth. Yeah, they'll be good to throw the 3-point shoot, or they basically shoot it out. But you don't expect that 500-pound person to be in the middle of the block on the lane. No, there's no way. Why? Because by the time he gets back to the other side, he's dead tired. So that's how my vehicle feels. I don't know if I painted the picture for you all, but I got to do. It's been a month. And I already got to do oil change. I already had a chip on my windshield from driving on the highway. I got to work on my suspension because, you go through the roughest neighborhoods just to pick up a ride or to drop them off. And you find out, wow, man, there's some parts of the city that I never been to that are pretty rough. And then you are thankful where you live at. You at least have a good pavement on your street. So I am looking at other avenues. I am going to mention them right now. And I'm going to bring videos about them. But I am gonna start. I already got approved for roadie. I'm gonna start doing roadie, and I'm gonna do dispatch. I'm gonna start doing dispatch and deliver that. So those three different apps. I like to be in, I like, there's some freedom in all of this. They're basically doing the driving and everything. You got to wake up. You got to push yourself. You got to hustle. Um, and then, you just got to remind yourself, like, for example, today, I, after my part-time job, I said, I have a big delivery coming up, but they're going to call me an hour ahead before doing that delivery. So I decided to go do Lyft. I waited for 2 hours. I only had 3 rides, and I only made $25. That's with Lyft during the day. So yeah, I mean, I just got to keep on going, But it's the weekday. Now the weekends, I think you got to be maybe like a weekend warrior or a night warrior or morning warrior. During the day is basically so you can do some other type of gig and everything like that, like YouTube. But you get to this point. Have you been listening to me to this point right now? If you have, thank you very much. If you're following me, I greatly appreciate it. Hit the that bell button so you can be notified when a new video comes up. If you're listening to me for the first time, please give me a like. It doesn't cost you anything. Please subscribe. Let my numbers grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. If you have any comments, feel free. If you have anything positive, put it down. If you have any negative, go ahead. Put it down. I have thick skin. I can take care of it. And if it's good advice, I will let you know that you gave me good advice. But if you gave me bad advice, I'm also going to let you know that you gave me bad advice. I'm going to call you out the same way you call me out too. But much love to all of you guys. Thank you for listening to me on my first month on rideshare. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye now.